So here's what we're gonna do. We have one final question left that I'm gonna let Nate answer. But everyone in the YouTube chat, because there's 46 people watching us talk about stupid stuff, 1 or 2 people comment your question in the live chat. After we get done with this last question from Nate, Daniel will pick one person from the chat to read their question. And then the podcast is over. You can go home. You can catch up on the Royal Rumble, because that's what I'm going to do.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. So
I'm opening up the chat now. So let's hear this question, Nate.
Do you have from?
Yeah, I got it open.
All right, from Ilya Rose, the very last question.
All right. Says, my mother and I both heavily enjoy Legend of Zelda games as well as Mario Kart and Mario Party games, but we would like to branch out a little. What would y'all recommend?
From Mr. Nintendo, what game would you recommend for them?
Okay, so it's for a mother and daughter that enjoy Zelda, Mario Kart, and Mario Party.
So this isn't the Switch, because Mario Party is not on the Switch. So they're either talking about the 3DS or the Wii U.
I have to know which system, of course.
So
if it's Wii U, go get Pikmin.
Probably look. I mean, Zelda's in there, kind of throws a little wrench in there, because I was thinking it's something co-op.
Triforce Heroes or Hyrule Warriors.
Which Zelda game?
Triforce Heroes, or
if it's on Wii U, Hyrule Warriors is fun multiplayer.
Hyrule Warriors is a nice co-op too.
Super Mario. Well, yeah, Super Mario 3D World on Wii U multiplayer is really good.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, that game's a lot of fun.
I completed that one with my fiance. Actually, we beat that together. That one's really good.
Yeah.
Or even like the new Super Mario Brothers U is still really good multiplayer as well. For co-op. I mean, it looks like you're basically into party games or Zelda, and it's so hard because like if you're talking about just playing single player Zelda, but enjoying watching each other play it. Like, it's so hard to be like, well, in that case, get into any game, get into Metroid, get into like.
Wasn't there the Wario Party game on Wii U?
The WarioWare game or whatever it is
on Wii U.
Was there one on Wii U?
I think it was Wario.
I know there was a WarioWare. I think there was on Wii.
I don't.
Who knows now?
I usually love the Wario games, but like the last two, I really wasn't too into. I think the last one I liked was Smooth Moves or whatever. I can't remember which system that one was on. Yeah, it's kind of one of those things like you're like Ilya, you and your mom are like right in the middle of like the heart of Nintendo games, and you're talking about Zelda, Mario Kart, Mario Party. Pretty much anything that Nintendo publishes that isn't
Nintendo Land.
Yeah, Nintendo really Land. Fun. Like that isn't Bayonetta is probably something that you should try, because Bayonetta is just total left field for Nintendo. So like forget that, and forget Xenoblade Chronicles, but like look at all the other franchises that they release. Anything Nintendo has published, you and your mom are probably going to highly enjoy. Because like I was even say maybe not Pikmin, but then I was just shocked. My fiance actually really loved Pikmin 3.
Yeah, Pikmin's like the bomb.
I didn't think she'd like it because it's like a strategy thing. But she's like, I don't care. I just like having those little people and telling them to do things. I'm like, okay.
It's like being a parent. You got your little people on you.
It's a lot easier than being a parent.
Okay, true. And it only lasts a few days instead of a lifetime.
But yeah, well, I mean, really, the thing is, the fact that you and your mom love Zelda, Mario Kart, Mario Party really just opens everything. Smash Bros. Might be another one you guys highly enjoy, especially because you're going to recognize a lot of characters from Zelda and Mario in there. Like, there's just a lot of good stuff out there. It's hard to suggest like just one. It's literally, if you like those three, you're going to like 90% of what Nintendo released.
Yeah. Just stay away from like Metroid, Bayonetta.
Yoshi.
Yeah.
The Yoshi game.
Yoshi game on Wii U is really good.
Yoshi, yes. Get that one. I love it.
Kirby's
I love it so much.
Well, like me too. Big on Wii.
All right. So, Daniel, it comes down to you. Pick one.
I mean, I don't want to be a jerk, but you guys watching this, you got to give me some better questions. I don't want to be mean, but I just wanted one that really like is really good, and a lot of There's a few that are just like, what should I have for dinner? I don't know, man.
Someone
Pasta?
mentioned our good friends at Commonwealth Realm.
Yeah. It talks about timeline placements. I don't want to get into that because
boy, that's gonna be
because you know what, I've heavily put out there my own Breath of the Wild timeline placement theory.
Daniel, here's a question
many
for
times. You. Okay.
Duo Master says, "Why is Daniel such a sadistic person?"
Because it is the only way.
Thank you for asking that question, Duo. I've been wondering for years.
It is because
Golden Sun.
I'm the youngest of 4 boys, and growing up in that household has turned me into an evil, horrible person. I love my brothers, I do, but you know, like I was a kid, they locked me in the freezer once.
Yes.
And then sat on the door.
I locked myself in the freezer once. So.
Yeah. So I don't want to offend anybody with my saying that I want better questions, but like a lot of the questions that are asked here, we've addressed in previous episodes.
Here's funny. Kayla asks, "Will Mario ever see Zelda?" Zelda has seen Mario. Because Zelda has pictures of Mario in her castle.
In Hyrule Castle. That's true. Do you count Smash, Kayla? Because if so, I mean, Link's in Mario Kart. Who knows what'll happen next?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, I think the question I'm going to settle on actually comes from Duo Master. He says. Do I want to pick that one? I don't know, man. You called me a sadistic person.
Get
pressure's on you. Come on.
Angel has a good one.
Angel. Oh, yeah. Do you guys think Koizumi should be involved in the making of the next Zelda? And if he does, what do you think would change?
Now, he's the one that's in charge of Mario
he's
now,
Mario
right?
Odyssey. Yeah. I don't know, man.
He used to be involved in Zelda way back when.
Hold on. I'm going to look up the last Zelda game he was on. Koizumi.
Yeah, I don't remember if the very last game he was involved in.
Also, Aztec Warrior, what we want to see at E3. I know Jesse and I have gotten into this a bit, but Nate, what do you want to see at E3? Other than Yoshi. Give me Yoshi. I want more Yoshi.
He was a supervisor on Majora's Mask 3D.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
He has a special thanks in Skyward Sword, whatever that means. Like, he came in for a day and was like, I turned on everyone's computer before they got to work.
He was in charge of distribution of high fives.
It was probably one of those things where, like, he came in one day and just had, like, an idea on something he saw.
Yeah.
Or he came in one day with donuts.
Assistant director on Wind Waker.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say, I know he was heavily involved with Eiji Aonuma early on.
Yeah, because game system director, game design, character design, and event design in both Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. And he was a script writer on Link's Awakening DX and Link's Awakening. And on A Link to the Past, he printed the artwork for the manual. So he literally he took some pages over to the copy printer and was like, I helped, guys. I helped.
Look what I did.
I helped.
No,
he's come a long way, I guess, since
it really does say that. It really does.
Yeah,
it says printed artwork.
He's done a lot of stuff around Nintendo, but it was all the he was always one of the big figureheads for the series early on, and stuck with it until I guess Eiji Aonuma was ready to be all on his own.
To be the Zelda guy.
Yeah, but now he's the Mario guy, producer for Mario Odyssey. That's
Well, he was a big spearheader in this for the Switch's release as well. Like all those early, like with that Switch presentation, he pretty much spearheaded that whole thing.
Was he the one that was
showed
shaking
us the magic of HD Rumble?
Oh,
yeah, just because isn't he the right now? Isn't he the head of the development of Switch?
Yeah.
Pretty sure he was the top dog on the development. Now he wasn't necessarily the one who made it.
He is
just led
deputy general manager of Nintendo EPD.
Yeah,
which is planning and development.
Yeah. His role changed after Iwata passed away, but he was leading the group that came up with Switch. So
HD Rumble.
So
I I want. What type of Zelda game could he make?
Well, here's the thing. First he says, do you guys think he should be involved in the making of the next Zelda? I don't think he can be. I think he's risen to a position now where a special thanks for a one idea he had walking through the office one day is pretty much all you're gonna get from him, because he's got too much. I mean, if you think about it, he is at the head of basically development of all their future hardware. When does he have time to stop all that and work on his Zelda game?
Yeah. I have to wonder what he got that special thanks for other than donuts. Can you imagine if he walked through the office, they're working on Zelda, he's like, hey guys, what do you think about riding giant birds? And they're like, what?
the game was gold. It was done. They were ready to start printing, and he just said, you know what, guys, I'm throwing you all a pizza party. Good job. Quick, special thanks.
Put that special thanks in there. He brought us donuts on day one. Now he's throwing us a pizza party.
Man. I mean, that's the thing. I don't think he should be involved anymore.
Oh.
That's not because he doesn't have the talent or the skills. I mean, obviously he does. And I liked a lot of, the fact that he wrote, he was one of the script writers on Link's Awakening is amazing to me, because it's one of my favorite stories in the whole series.
Yeah.
He always felt like, to me, based on stuff I've read from him in interviews, that he cared a lot more about story than Miyamoto. So he was always a nice balance for me. Or Miyamoto's I don't care about any of this crap, and he's just but dude, this stuff is awesome. So I really care about this. I want the story to interweave with your gameplay. Kind of the yin and the yang there, but I don't know. He's moved on to such a high position now. It's kind of like asking, should Miyamoto get involved again? Miyamoto doesn't really even make games that much anymore.
Yeah, he's the creative fellow, whatever that means.
Yeah, that's actually officially his job title.
He basically gets paid to come up with ideas and be a figurehead.
All right, Daniel, Miss Click is going to give you the final question.
Okay, but first, I just want to say Damien Shelton said Link's dead. No. No. Okay.
Link's dead. Is he talking about that theory that's been debunked
Almost
by
certainly
AGNO himself, who said it's not?
Yeah. The theory
we've talked about that theory and how we hate it.
And then AGNO was literally came out and said, I don't fans come up with crazy stuff. I don't know why they say this, because I understand you get these emotions, but then they're literally missing every other emotion that happens in the game if you just it's just about the 5 stages.
There was one, I think it was around the time Majora's Mask 3D released. Al Numa was asked about that, and Majora's Mask was the first one that he was in charge of. And he said, if you play the game with that in mind, it is interesting, but you're literally playing the game wrong. And it's
he just basically said Link's. I mean, he didn't come out outright and say Link's not dead, but he's basically the whole theory is based on this thing that isn't at all what the game is supposed to be. So if the 5 stages of grief isn't true, then the whole theory's dead. Yeah. And you know what sucks about that whole theory? I was editor-in-chief at Zelda Informer when the 5 stages of grief theory was formed, because it originated on Zelda Informer. And that led into the Link is Dead theory, which it was a combination between Zelda Informer and Zelda Universe at the time for that theory, and I hated it I always thought it was cool, but I always hated it. I'm just no, he's not dead.
No.
He's not
It's dead. A fun thing to discuss, but never something to take seriously, in my opinion.
He's still alive at the end if he's dead.
And also,
just if he's dead, I mean, the thing is, part of me wanted to believe it at the time, because I was you know what, I guess if Link's Awakening can be a dream, Majora's Mask can be purgatory or whatever. But I'm just no. I never whenever the 5 stages of grief thing came out, I'm but I felt other emotions there. I don't know.
Miss Click,
let us down. Click, where's our question?
Yeah. Miss Click,
where is it?
She popped in, showed some hearts, and then she left. She said she'd give a question.
Hold on.
I don't know how to tag people on this.
Well, Kayla, possibly with a silent K nib, asks, who would carry on Zelda if any or all main directors died or quit?
So if everyone who's ever let us
everyone, let's just say they all just died right now.
Is dead. Who would run
Probably like there's an earthquake in Japan, and all of the Zelda team dies.
Miss Click's working on it. I would get. Okay, so there used to be a Twilight Princess HD fan project before the official remake started, headed by Tomoya, who is now working on a fan-made sequel to Twilight Princess. The art style of it, because he has live streams of them developing the remake. It looks better than any other art style aside from Breath of the Wild, is my personal thoughts on it. And then there's the person who's working on Link's Awakening 64.
Oh yeah.
Who used to make HD mods and stuff for Twilight Princess. And then so aside from the Twilight Princess fan sequel, the fan-made remake of Link's Awakening using the 64 engine, the third would be the guy that is making all of the Unreal Engine 4 Ocarina of Time stuff.
Horizon.
Yeah. So if you got those three together to work on something with like everyone's teams working together, I think you'd get something really interesting. So,
yeah.
If it's not Nintendo,
okay. Miss Click has a question. Also, Yoshi's not a dog. For everyone in the chat asking if Yoshi's a dog, I never know. So Miss Click asks, what? Yeah, given where they said they didn't want the newer generation of Nintendo devs and whatnot to be too big into Nintendo work and games. I don't know if that makes sense. 200 is hard to meet.
They are trying to diversify their company. I mean, if you think about it, Splatoon and ARMS came out of groups of people that are the younger generation of Nintendo.
Yeah.
They're trying to... The Nintendo kind of realized, I think... I don't know why it took them this long to realize it, but they realized that they aren't like what they used to be. They've been too reliant on their IPs.
Miyamoto.
Yeah, Miyamoto specifically,
but
like
creative fellow.
Just IP, like their IPs in general, like everything. They'd have a new idea, but they would somehow shoehorn it into Mario and Zelda instead of trying to make a brand new game or concept with it that wasn't Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, etc. So like they're trying to bring in people that can continue the role they've been on, because ARMS is, I think, generally going to be considered a success for them. It sold over 1 million units in a genre where like the top fighting games only sell 1 million to 2 million units. So that's got to be considered a success. Splatoon's obviously been a success. Codename Steam kind of shot and missed. I would have liked to see that game get a second chance on Switch just to see.
They had the Fire Emblem crossover.
Yeah. Fire Emblem crossover as well with SMTX Fire Emblem. I forget what it was called. It was really, really good. No one played it. Yeah, I hope they get the Switch. It was so good. Oh, it's so good I can't remember what it's called, but it was so good. But yeah, oh man, that's just, I guess, the way I look at it, as they're trying to diversify their team to have more of these Splatoon and ARMS games come out. They don't necessarily need to be based on those concepts, but you know what I mean. More new IPs, which is exciting.
I want a Splatoon adventure game.
Splatoon adventure.
Like more of their single player, like if they put more effort into it.
Yeah. Splatoon's really fun. So
Tokyo Mirage. Thank you, Token Geek. Thank you.
So I guess that wraps up all of our questions. Nate, thank you for joining us on such last minute.
Yeah, you asked me like 2 months ago, and then Cricket asked
I think I also asked you separately.
Yes, you did. I've been asked to come on this podcast many times, and I say yes every time, and then it's just...
All right, so, Nate, why do people... Why should everybody care about you?
They should. They don't know me. They shouldn't care about me.
No, but you do awesome
don't know me.
Nintendo videos.
Basically, I like to feel that I provide something. You know what? I'm going to use I'm gonna give you a reason to check out my stuff that my fans give, because I've asked them before, why do you guys watch what I do? Because I don't know what about it is entertaining to you or what about it's nice. And a lot of what I get is that I am a big Nintendo enthusiast that is not afraid to criticize Nintendo. I'm open and honest and genuine as a person, which is not something that a lot of people would have said about me like 6 years ago. Glad to know that I've grown a little bit and learned from past mistakes. And that I'm just gonna. That's really the basis to watch. And what some people also mentioned in a recent video I was doing is that I seemed very knowledgeable about what I'm talking about. And I guess that just comes from all my years of experience at Zelda Informer. I'm also, I'm in my 30s now. Like, I've been doing this a long time. I'm not new. I'm not new to this reporting on Nintendo News Game or talking about it. And I care a lot about the quality of the content that I put out. You guys can maybe even tell when you're watching this, and you see like my green screen in the background, and like I got those microphones back there, and there's a mixer. Normally, even for this thing, I would bring up all that stuff up here, but I'm using my streaming setup right now, so it's just easier because we're streaming. So why not just use what I already have set up for that? But even like the quality of the camera and like the editing work, I suck at editing. I'm nowhere near Daniel's level over there. But I'm sure Daniel could see some of my work now and then look back and remember what I used to be like and be like, oh man, he's gotten better. Because I care about the I care about the quality of my work more than the people that watch it care. Because they all just say, we're coming to hear what you have to say about stuff. It doesn't matter how good it looks. And I'm like, it matters to me.
All right.
So yeah, I just care. There's no real reason. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, I have all these credentials. You should come watch me because I've developed this game here and I'm a programmer over here and I'm this. And like, yeah, I'm in college for programming and I've done all. So who cares? Come watch me if you like talking about Nintendo and hearing someone who tries to be a unbiased Nintendo fan.
All right. And Daniel.
That's heartwarming. That touched my soul. Well, hopefully you guys all know me. I'm Daniel. I'm the guy who is in the chat protesting that Yoshi's not a dog.
Or a cat.
Or a cat.
Misclick commented Yoshi's actually a cat.
So I co-host this podcast right here. You should follow me on Twitter at @CaptBurgerson. Same with Instagram. I'm on Jesse's Discord, so if you tag me, you can chat with me. I may or may not reply. I'm only semi-active on there. You can find
closer to that 1,000-member goal.
It's getting so close. We're at 850 now.
Yeah.
Or have we gone up past that? I don't know. It's awesome. I don't know either. We could check, but who's got time? You can find the videos I work on my own channel, NSHG Films. I also edit videos here for Jesse sometimes, and I also work on McIntyre and Chamber of Sages, those YouTube channels, which are also pretty cool. And every year or so, you might see a video by me on Nate's channel.
Yeah, literally, like once a year.
Okay, so Token Geek donated $2 and says Yoshi is a dog.
Okay, well, because you gave us money, yes, I guess he is now. Wait, but he has a dog. What about Poochie? Where does he come in?
Yeah,
I don't know. Well, who would you rather be, though? Would you rather be Poochie or Yoshi? Yoshi's constantly punched in the head by Mario.
That's a myth.
And Poochie, it's not a myth.
That's hearsay.
It's not even hearsay. It's been confirmed now.
Oh, we're getting a lot of compliments now.
He's clearly pointing forward. Okay, the worst. No.
Goofy
if you wanted to go,
hey, there's your defense.
You want to know,
Goofy has Pluto.
Yeah. Okay. Good point. But if you want to go in that direction, not only does Mario get punched, he also gets thrown off cliffs just so Mario can make that jump.
Yeah. He's the greatest sacrifice side character ever.
I love Yoshi. It breaks my heart when you get to that part in Super Mario World. It's just like, why do you make me do this? Who thought of this, Nintendo?
Taco Bird says Goofy is a dinosaur.
Oh, boy.
Confirmed.
Yeah. All right. So I am GameOverJesse, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, everything / GameOverJesse. So it should be.
I wish I was that simple.
Yeah. So head anywhere you would like. Please join our Discord, which is linked in the description. Go check out Nate's channel, Nintendo Prime, where my channel mostly focuses on Zelda. His focuses mainly on Nintendo. So similar content, but more variety. So yeah, thank you all for watching. We averaged around 30 to 50 people during the live stream, which was more than I thought would want to listen to three guys talk about video games. So thank you all.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nate, for joining.
Yeah.
Thank you, Daniel, for joining. Sorry when it went over your hour limit.
One guy in the basement, one guy in the closet, the other. I don't know where you're at, Jesse.
Where are you, Jesse?
I just see a wall. So.
We're just three Nintendo dads. One in the closet, one in the basement.
We should have called this the Nintendo Dad Podcast.
Oh, there is one.
There. Mm-hmm.
I used to watch Nintendo Dad's pod. I'm in the bedroom.
Oh,
yeah.
One in the bedroom, one in one in the basement.
The wall.
We're covering the whole gambit of a house. For all you guys know, we're all in the same house.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, if I reach out of frame over here, you'll see my hand come over and tap.
Oh wow.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you guys for joining. And we are done.